thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here.
Nice to see you, Senator.
Nice to see you. I'm going to highlight a specific situation to illustrate the point, and then hope we can have maybe a early discussion of solutions.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. So I have a staff person who actually is stuck in one of these ruts between the VA and community care. Roughly 4 months ago, she was told that it would take 5 months to get an appointment for the procedure, the particular specific service she needed. Of course, obviously well outside the 28 days to qualify. So in hopes of not having to wait 5 months, which, by the way, in and of itself is a ridiculous proposition, but believe me, I know the challenges the VA and all of healthcare is having, pretty much every industry is having these days. So I don't, without passing judgment for a minute on that. She, of course, then sought third-party care or community care.
Yeah.
She got approval from the VA, of course, to pursue the community care, but what she got caught up in is the authorization system. The movement of information from the VA to the third-party administrator, back and forth, which became very frustrating. As I said, this was 4 months ago. And one of the more concerning issues for me is there's this pointing of the finger back and forth between the two entities. We sent it, we didn't receive it. We sent it, we didn't. We faxed it, we didn't get it. We faxed it, we didn't get it. Now, I suppose they could both be right. But right now I have a staff person who's neither getting the care and at the same time sort of anxious about where's all my personal health care information that keeps getting faxed. Now, I would like to say this is the only one that I've had to deal with, but I have constituents that have had very similar situations where days turn into weeks, turns into months. And I've come, and just sort of listening to what I've listened to today, I'm afraid the VA, like every bureaucracy around here, if we don't prescribe in law precisely what they have to do, and precise and write into law precisely what they're prohibited from doing, they'll do whatever they want to do. And I don't think that's necessarily your fault. In fact, largely I think it's more likely a reaction from the bureaucracy itself as opposed to the leadership, the political leadership itself. I don't see a lot of incentive for you, to be part of any of these problems. But at the same time, I've told some people, actually, some of the other politicos in your agency before I voted for them, I know you mean what you say, and I guarantee you will find it harder to do than you think. Oh, no, I'm going to fight like hell. No, you're going to, and they're going to win. So I want to be part of the solution. So first of all, I do worry about the personal information going back and forth on a fax machine. But a lot of us are from rural states. You're hearing a lot of the rural issues. The access issue is particularly relevant to them. Well, here's what I'm thinking out loud with you a little bit here now. Would it be possible that in a state like Montana, Alaska, North Dakota, where we have a lot of critical access hospitals, which are critical access because they're so far from other places, they're hospitals that run on very small margins, have very small populations, but they're still necessary? Is there a way that we could work on something where at least we could simplify it for those people in those very remote rural places and maybe just make a critical access hospital a extension of the VA? I know it's got to be more complicated than that. I tend to simplify complicated things because I'm a simple person, but I just want to find a solution.
Look, we visited a facility. I visited a facility like that with Senator Moran in Kansas. And we do a lot of business in that facility for vets in Kansas. And so I think there's a way to make this work. I also think so I'm open to having that conversation. Maybe it's because I understand your accent, but it seems like something that we could do some work on. One. Two is I also worry about your staff member. Yeah. And I'm confident we can, if she's comfortable talking to our Office of Community Care, I'm confident we can get that worked out.
I'm sure she would be. I appreciate that.
So we'll track that down.
Well, I appreciate that, and we'll follow up on that. And I've had other people that I've helped in similar situations where when I make the inquiry, it gets solved. but every time I do that, it bothers me because I think of how many
'cause
how
not
many people
everybody
don't
has
know
senators
me.
in it. Yep.
You know, most people know me in North Dakota, just like everyone knows Senator Tester in Montana, but there are some people who don't think to call their senator to get
That's
them.
right.
Yeah, so,
And you don't want to have that
Yep.
special pleading.
that's right. That's
Yep.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
And thanks for the